If you're good and you're lucky, you're likely to do well as a contestant on Jeopardy, and that certainly applies to Seth Wilson, our champion, averaging $30,500 for each of his 2 wins. Sala and Sharon, welcome aboard. Good luck.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to There's Always Jeopardy with Pat and Jan. I'm Pat.
I'm Jan.
How you doing, Jan?
Hi. I'm great, Pat. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just so we can talk for a minute about what life is like now. We're dressing up our kid every day.
Hashtag Larry Looks.
Hashtag Larry Looks. He was Harry Potter today. It's Harry Potter week on Larry Looks, so something to look forward to.
So cute. I can't wait.
Obviously, we're doing this. We're watching a lot of Jeopardy, and we're reviewing it. Something else that I'm doing to just get through is making a lot of open carry jokes on social media. Yeah, it's just what I'm feeling right now. That I'm like, I didn't want to deal with any of the scary things in the world around me. So my sense of humor goes to just other scary things.
Sure. Now, Pat, let me ask you, because I've been following this on Twitter, your open carry diatribe, if you will.
Right.
So can you just, ignorant as I am, can you just tell me what open carry means? It just means you can carry a handgun,
Not
carry
just a
a gun
handgun.
wherever.
Not just a handgun. Some people carry like assault rifles on a strap when they go to Starbucks. There are a lot of places in America where it's totally legal to open carry. And these people who, I swear to God, have IQs of 10 or less, like walk around with guns on them, in public
just
places.
Full view.
Yeah, just ready to be a hero at any time, And so I've decided it would be great if some of our favorite sitcom characters open carried.
Now, I saw the Dad from Dinosaurs you were talking about, which I thought was a really good one, because dinosaurs predating firearms.
Yes.
I think that would bring up more questions than answers. But who's your favorite one been so far?
I'm pretty excited about, I think Leslie Knope should open carry. I think she'd be really fun. I think that would change the character quite a bit, but maybe in a fun way.
Yeah. I don't know if you brought this one up, but it just came to me. Jenna Maloney on 30 Rock.
Oh, yeah.
I think she'd be a fun open carry.
It'd be fun if she open carried through all the skits that she had to do.
Yeah. It's her God-given right.
Somebody on Twitter suggested Alex P. Keaton, another great candidate.
Yeah.
Open carry. Also
right wing.
Republican, so maybe he would open carry in this world.
Maybe.
Still want to like him. But anyway, so we're 3 episodes in to what Netflix calls the Seth Wilson collection of Jeopardy, where we're following the trajectory of Jeopardy champion Seth Wilson.
And we are knee deep in this Clever Little Chipmunks anthology.
This guy is. Look at him. Look at him.
Such an angel.
Can I tell you a theory about this episode with Seth Wilson?
Sure.
I believe, because he dressed pretty nice for the first episode, right? He got a nice cardigan tie combo, right?
Yep.
The second episode, he just wore a V-neck and a T-shirt.
Cash.
Keeping a little bit cash. In this one, he's just wearing like a more casual green shirt with like a jacket on. But I think that's a tuxedo jacket.
I'm looking at it now. It's up on the screen. It wouldn't surprise me. It's a basic black. There's no like satin trim on it or anything like that, but maybe it's just
the lapel and a little bit on the pocket. They're like a bit of a darker, shinier black than the rest of the jacket, which I think is a tuxedo touch.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I think he has a tuxedo. He's definitely in a gentleman's club.
He's in a gentleman's club. He's a theater PhD candidate. Like, don't tell me that guy doesn't have a expansive tickle trunk.
But it's an interesting move to go to wear a tuxedo jacket with just a casual green shirt. But Seth Wilson is going to keep you guessing.
This is the mystery that is Seth Wilson. And this is why we keep coming back.
we know about Seth Wilson. It's that we don't really know him.
No, no. And oftentimes his sartorial choices just really, they keep you up at night, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They make you go like, what's it going to be tomorrow?
How do you feel about this episode, Jan?
Well, we were talking about it a little bit before. I did feel it was kind of a snoozy episode.
Yes. For anyone tuning in for your first episode of There's Always Jeopardy, I got to say, this episode that we watched is a bit of a snooze bag.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, we'll try to be entertaining here for you today, but as far as reviews goes, I can't give this an enthusiastic thumbs up, this episode. It's a bit slow.
It's a bit slow. It's a bit like, mwah, mwah, like everything. You think it's going to like, oh, this is going to be something. And it's just kind of like, frick. But like the scores were fine. Like everybody was competing well. There was no like real ups and downs. But I got to say, she's on her screen right now. And this woman, I had such high hopes for Sharon Lee Gibbs.
Well, she started out hot, but then as soon as Seth got ahead of her, he stayed ahead of her.
But not only that, Pat, but look at her. I feel like this woman screams personality. She's got a fun tie-dye tunic on. She's wearing matching puka shell necklace and earrings. I feel like she just screams fun granny.
Yeah, you'd think that you'd get a nice vacation story out of her or something.
Nothing. We can touch more on that in the interview, but like, honestly, it kind of broke my heart a little bit.
Yeah, let's go through the categories here. The categories for the first round for Jeopardy were 80s pop lyrics in Latin, which was just a little bit fun. Science, all right.
Fine.
Stupid answers, which I liked that when that Trebek did kind of a stupid voice when he introduced stupid answers. He was like, stupid answers. And then went back to his normal voice for Stories of War. And then the next category was Poly-want with P-O-L-Y in quotations, meaning that whatever answer would have that prefix in it.
Yeah.
And then the last one was a cracker. And like I was saying to you before, I was like, oh, what's this category going to be? It's literally just about crackers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
like they took the library of snacks and put it in a Jeopardy category.
And then for Double Jeopardy, the categories were Get Richard Quick, which it was just all the answers had the word Richard in it. Capital Rivers, so rivers that go through capital cities generally. 2016 Minutes of Fame, Forbidding Words, recent best-selling books, and relative pop culture, which would just be pop culture topics about people who are related to each other. It was a bit of a snooze. Did you get the final Jeopardy?
I did not. I did not get
this time.
You did?
This time, yeah.
Bravo. Yeah, I thought it was because it was 1962. Like, was it Purdue? Purdue College, like in 1962, was the first to introduce this 2-word college discipline. I thought it was television studies.
No, computer science.
I know. Real dum-dum of an answer on my part.
Well, do you want to take a look at the old contestant stories here?
Yeah, our favorite part.
Sharon Lee Gibbs is from Florida. She is a retired federal employee. Spent a lot of years in which area?
Medicine.
Yeah.
Hematology, oncology, and anticoagulation.
So you were working where? For the Veterans Affairs Department?
For the Veterans Affairs Department, for the Veterans Administration Medical Center in Gainesville, in the Internal Medicine Division.
Oh, good for you. Sala Levin, writer and editor from Washington, D.C. Now, you won a writing contest in college. Is that what got you started in this line of work?
Maybe a little bit. That was a little more creative than what I do now, but maybe a little bit.
You wrote a short story that won a prize.
It did. It was about a dysfunctional family vacation.
Oh.
Based a little bit on real events.
Oh. And when your parents and other members of your family read that story, were they upset or were they happy?
I think they were proud.
Proud? Of course, you won a prize.
Only a little embarrassed.
Okay. Seth Wilson, our champion, a PhD candidate who is a college football fan. Which college are we talking about here?
The University of Georgia Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs?
Yes. That's
always been a Bulldog fan?
A convert later in life, but now preaching with the zeal of the converted.
Okay, now what is it about college football that is so special in your mind compared to the pros, say?
I like the pace of the game, and I like that occasionally, you'll get a really high-scoring, very hotly contested game that will go to overtime, and I think their overtime rules are better as well.
Yes. All right, let's get back into this. Pick up your signaling device. Go ahead and make a selection, Seth.
4 for 1,000.
That was lame.
Yeah.
Across the board, that was lame.
I do have a lot to unpack with Sharon, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as I said before, I feel like she's giving a fun, Acapulco vibe, she's got a lot of cruise wear on. I feel like Alex was setting her up for, a great story. She's worked in blood, basically.
Yeah.
She's it's like, Sharon, you spent a lot of time with blood. I want to hear her be like, Alex, I just drenched in GI blood, but she just choked. She just fully choked. There was no one time in the lab, nothing.
Yeah, there was just nothing to that story. It was another case of someone just saying what their job is.
Yeah.
This isn't what we want. And then the woman,
Sala? Yeah.
Sala. Okay. She tells a story about writing a short story about her dysfunctional family. And I got to say, that story killed. It killed. That's about as loud as that audience gets. And I got to say, they're just starved for entertainment this day.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing there.
No,
there's no meat on the bone.
But she could have just done anything, right? She could have been like, oh, I wrote this story. One time my family went to Florida and we picked up this hitchhiker. She could have just said what the story was about.
No. But she didn't.
She didn't. She's like, I won a prize.
A family trip, and I think they were proud. All right.
Moving on.
As big Jep heads, it's the stories that we live for.
That's all I want.
You got to give us something. And then Seth, who we know has a story about a Broadway star punching him.
Yeah, in the airport. Comes
to us with what?
Football.
That he's a Georgia Bulldogs fan? That's nothing.
But here's the thing about that, Pat. I feel like if time was not an issue, I feel like Alex would have gotten into this convo.
Yeah.
I don't know if Alex is a sports fan, but sometimes you see a little glint in his eye. He asks maybe one more than one more necessary question. Because he's like, now why? Now what? Now who? And I think he really wants to go for a beer with Seth and just talk Bulldogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk Bulldogs. I guess. But that was nothing popped off for me.
Not to put on my university English major, not to brag, BA hat, but this was a classic example of bathos. It was it's kind of setting us up for something interesting, for something cathartic, and then just a big wet fart.
Yeah, but what's good is that there's still more Seth Wilson to come.
I love Seth. I think he's doing a great job on this. But you know what? Honestly, my heart belonged to Sharon on this one. I really wanted to root for Sharon, and she just...
It is a weird feeling watching these contestants and knowing that they have no chance.
Yeah.
Coming into it being Seth's got a bunch more episodes. He's not out today. He's taking this.
Yeah.
And you watch someone and you like them for a minute and you're like, yeah, but it's not happening.
It's not happening for you. Right. Can I ask you this, Pat? Have you watched, two-part question. Have you watched this series? Do you know?
No, not all of it, no.
Okay. I have not looked ahead, but I don't know how many episodes are in this series. I just always hit play next.
Neither do I. And I'm sort of intentionally not checking that out because I just want to ride it like this to the end of it.
Yeah. I concur. Because you know what? We've hit 3. I feel like you need at least 5 to get a collection. But I don't know how long this dog's gonna hunt.
No, and that's the joy of this for me, is that we know that we're wandering into the Seth Wilson woods, but we have no idea when we're getting out of it.
Well put.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been sort of a mediocre episode of Jeopardy. Hopefully a very fun episode of There's Always Jeopardy. But tomorrow, hopefully we can dig into just a meaty, great episode of Jeopardy with some stories that you can walk away with and be like, this is life. This is what gives me life.
Yes. But today's episode of Jeopardy was a lot like our quarantine days. It was fine. Nothing bad happened. Everybody walked away okay. But like you said, Pat, that's life. Sometimes you have these days.
Everyone at home, we're just getting through it. You know,
Just
like these contestants on this boring episode of Jeopardy. We're all just trying to get through it.
We're all just doing our goddamn best.
Keep doing your best, Jan.
Keep doing your best, Pat.
Buy a chopper and have a doctor on speed dial, I guess. Mad City. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Young money militia, and I am the commissioner. You don't want to start wheezy because the F is for finisher. Panda, 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 panda.